Okay, yeah, let's do that. So, welcome everybody. We're all glad to be together and with Bindaji for this 8th class on the Taitareeya Upanishad. The others are on replay here, and they're also on the YouTube channel of Bindaji called Advaita Talks. And I really do encourage people that the other items that are on YouTube, like if you weren't present for Nasadiya Sukta, like there's a very, very long series that was done several years ago on Aparoksha Nupudi, and that's really quite fantastic. And starting around the session 15, really going into some of the foundations, I think I would say, from my judgment of Advaita. Although the words may not be used, there's just a ton there on adhyasa, mithya, some of the things that we've really focused on. So I just wanted to emphasize that because I've really enjoyed this a lot. I go there often. So as usual, Wednesdays and Fridays here for Upanishad class, general Q&A this Sunday and 2 days, Q&A on Advaita Vedanta. Always at 8:30 p.m. IST, same time for all the rooms. Up above, there's still that Dropbox that you can migrate through for a PDF just of the Sanskrit, and then the English translations that Bindaji has chosen for this. And I do find this really helpful in keeping me on track with where the Upanishad is going, because in my mind, the presentations go in a lot of depth and directions, and I might lose the thread, at least for someone like me who hasn't been familiar with the Upanishad for years. And also now in the chat, I posted a copy of the Upanishad. Well, it has in it the Upanishads and the Shankara's commentaries. But if you go to page 301 of the book itself, not the PDF page numbering, it can be confusing back and forth. But if you find page 301 of the book itself, it's labeled as part 1. But in the PDF above, I believe we called it chapter 1. Anyway, go to page 301 and it'll say on the bliss that is Brahman. And that's where we're starting now. And so that can be really helpful for people who want to read the Shankara's commentary and see how that lines up with the things that Bindaji is sharing in the classes. As usual, hand raising and chat will go off, but they'll come on at the end. And, I really, again, hope people will come up if they have questions. Maybe no one has any questions, but I think we probably all do have questions. And come up and ask your questions. If there's follow-ups, if there's a little bit of cross-discussion that we need. I think as Clubhouse has gotten bigger, we've shied away from that a little, but new people, old people, not people, but not old people, people who've been here with us for a few years, please do that. And that's what I have to say right now. Prakash, if you want to do any lead-in, and then Bindaji will go ahead and start the class.
No, I think we'll let Bindoji start the class. Namaste.
Okay. Thank you, Bindaji, for doing this with us.
Thank you, Atmisha. Thank you, Prakash. And welcome all to the 8th session of Taitareeya Upanishad. And those who have not listened to the lecture number 1, I will ask you to go to it after this lecture is over, because some of the fundamentals which are required for this chapter, this session onwards, was discussed in the beginning of the introduction for Taitareeya Upanishad, like Tadastha Lakshana, Swarupa Lakshana, etc. So that will come handy when we are going through the explanations for this chapter onwards. So please, those who have not listened to it, I would recommend you to go to the replay of Taitareeya Upanishad lecture number 1. Okay, let me start today's. Om नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयम् करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करम् लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करम् शङ्कराचार्यम् केशवम् बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। The second chapter, Brahmananda Valli, Shanti Mantra. ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यम् करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We have completed the Shiksha Valli, which was predominantly Upasana oriented, and it will bring Chitta Shuddhi, clarity of apprehension, and by clearing the doubts and things like that in the mind, and familiarize with the process of deep thinking. That was the benefit of the upasanas, even though upasanas are not directly resulting in the jnana prapti or the knowledge acquiring, it will definitely help in preparing our minds for the onset of knowledge. And this knowledge can shine only in such a mind where there are no samshaya, viparya, ajnana. That is ignorance and doubt and misconceptions. So to ward off any possibility of the three impediments in our understanding, Upasana will definitely help, because the deeper you do meditation on that, you will develop the skill of Nididhyasana. And the Nididhyasana is the way which the Shastra is recommending, Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, as the method for making what you hear from the lectures and the Upanishads to become yours. You become the knowledge, not the knowledge becomes yours. You will become the knowledge itself. Now, how it is to be done is what is explained by Shankaracharya in the preamble to the second chapter. So in the second chapter, beginning, he says that I will be reading Sanskrit Bhashya of commentary of Shankaracharya and translating and giving my explanation to that. So those who are not familiar with the Sanskrit thing, don't worry about it. If you listen to my English translation and the explanation to that, that is good enough. But by keeping on listening to the Sanskrit words again and again, you will develop a familiarity to the terms and terminologies, as well as what the words are really meaning in a given context. So don't have to really worry, because I am reading the Sanskrit portion and that is not available in your PDF or the PDF which is there in the chat, because I am reading the original Sanskrit version of Shankaracharya. So from with that as a preamble, let me start the beginning of the Dvitiya. It is called Brahmananda Valli. Why it is called Brahmananda Valli? The subjects which are discussed in this chapter is about Brahma, and it is Ananda also. which is being discussed. So we all know that Satchitananda is the Lakshana of Brahma. Sat, Chit and Ananda. Here the definition given in this second chapter is Satya Jnanam Anantam. So here it is a different aspect which is being referred. Here also it is being addressed as Lakshana Vritti or the Lakshana Vakya, but it is also Swarupa Vakya. That is the beauty of this particular aspect of it. That's why I wanted you to listen to the first lecture where you will understand the difference between the two. Atita Vidya Prapti Upasarga Prashamanartha Shanti Patita. Atita Vidya. Whatever we have studied, Atita means what has gone by. Vidya Prapti. There the Vidya meaning is Upasana. Prapti Upasarga Prashamanartha. Upasarga means impediment. So Prapti is attaining. So Atita Vidya Prapti means whatever has been completed, Upasanas, for achieving that, whatever may be the impediments, Tesham Prashamanartha, for the, the warding of those impediments, for the purpose of that, Shanti Patita. So in the 12th Anuvaka of the previous section, it was Shanno Mitra Shambarunaha, Shanno Bhavatvaryama. That Shanti mantra was taken up. So that is what he is referring to here. Idanim, now, to Vakshyamana Brahma Vidya Prapti Upasarga Shamanartha Shanti Patyate. Idanim, now, means here, now, Vakshyamana, what is going to be said, Vakshyamana, Brahma Vidya Prapti. Here, the Vidya meaning is not Upasana, here it is the Jnana. So the same word Vidya, in the previous statement it is for indicating Upasana, whereas here Brahma Vidya means Brahma Jnana. Prapti meaning the same, attainment or, apprehension of it. Upasarga Shamanartha. Again there, for whatever may be the obstacles in understanding, getting that knowledge. Shantihi means Shanti mantras. Patyate means is being studied here. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, saha viryam karavavahai, tejasvinau atitamastu ma vidyushavahai. And 3 times Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So the English meaning I have given in my translation, the Dropbox PDF. Om, may Brahman protect us both. Here the student and the teacher are the two, because the whole Shanti mantra is addressing two people. That is in duality. It is being mentioned. So in English, in Sanskrit, we have single and plural. No, we have also one more in between, what is called dual. So this dual is only in Sanskrit and some other language I don't know. But here it is used in dual. So both of us means both the teacher and the students. May Brahman bestow upon us both the fruit of knowledge, us both, the fruit of knowledge. So the Sahanau Bhunaktu is that both of us should be allowed to enjoy the fruits of knowledge. Bhunaktu means Shankaracharya himself in one of the previous Upanishad where he has used the Bhunaktu, Bhuj is the Dhatu, there he has taken Palana Poshanayo. So over there he has taken nourishment. Whereas here he is saying the enjoyment of the fruit of knowledge, because here Brahman is being explained in such a way that we should be able to enjoy the learning to have the experience of Brahman. Therefore, Saha Viryam Karavavahai. May we both attain the energy to acquire the knowledge. Both the teacher should have the energy to teach, and as students we should not fall asleep and we should not be lethargic. Let the energy be there as long as it is being taught. Tejasvinau aditamastu ma vidyushavahai. May what we both study together, that is taught by the teacher and studied by us, reveal the truth. And ma vidyushavahai, may we cherish with no ill feeling towards each other. Vidyusha means ill feeling towards each other. The teacher feels the student is not attending properly or not listening properly or not giving attention, so that can irritate him. Or if the teacher is going at a speed which is more than the students can understand, the students can feel, that the teacher is not teaching properly, so there can be an ill feeling. Let there be no ill feeling to each other. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This is Adi Devika, Adi Baudika and Adhyatma. That is, first piece is for whatever is controlled by the Devas or the nature and the gods. Let them be peaceful so that I am not disturbed by them, like lightning, rain, or earthquake or any of those things. Adi Bautika is the second one. Bautika means created, the creations. Like whatever creations are there around us, animals, birds or insects or things like that, which are, likely to come and interfere the teaching, because most of the place these things were taken up for teaching in a Gurukula where the animals are free to roam around. So let them not come and disturb us, nor the creatures like snakes or mosquitoes or things like that disturb us in learning. And the third one is Adhyatma, within myself. That is like inattentiveness or sickness or my stomach being not well or having a headache or some sickness of the body. All those things are coming in the third piece. So Om Shanti 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 is total peace, so that 100% attention is achieved by the students for listening and learning from the teacher, and let the teacher be also at peace with all the three, so that his teaching goes unhindered by any of these effects which is happening in that. So the Bhashya says, Sahana Vavati, Sahana Vavatu. Now means we too, Shishya Acharyai, Shishya Acharyo. So the Shishya and Acharya together is called Shishya Acharyo. Saha Eva Avatu Rakshatu. Avatu means Rakshatu. So now let us both be protected by the Shishya and Acharya, be protected. Avatu Rakshatu. Sahanau Bhunaktu Brahma Bhojayatu. So that is what I said. Sahanau, let be, both of us be. Bhunaktu means Bhojayatu. Let both enjoy what? Brahma. Here Brahma stands for the Veda. So see, the word can take different meaning depending upon the context. So this is what is called the intended meaning of the person who is writing or explaining that. And if we take a wrong, apparent meaning, we may think we are talking about let us eat Brahman. No, that is not the meaning here. Brahma Bhojayatu means let us both enjoy. Bhojayatu means consume. What? Brahma means Veda here. Saha Viryam Vidya Nimittam Samarthyam. Viryam is energy, actually speaking, or potency. Here Shankaracharya says Vidya Nimittam Samarthyam. Nimittam means cause. Vidya nimittam means, Vidya means here not upasana, but learning. So, the cause for learning, and samarthyam means is the expertise. So, let there be expertise for the studies. Karavavahai means nirvartayavahai. Let both the teacher and the student together make it happen. Karavavahai means let us, capture it, or, here it is nirvartayavahai means let both of us make it happen. Tejasvinau aravayo adhitam swadhitam astu artha-jnana yogyam swasti ityartha. So, Tejasvinau, we both, Tejasvi, let both of us have the enough Tejas. Adhitam swadhitam astu. Let us be both studying together this. What? Artha-jnana yogyam. Artha-jnana yogyam is here. Jnana is the knowledge. Artha-jnanam. From that word Brahma and Bhojayatu, Brahma means Veda. So Veda is in the form of sound. The sound which is being now taught should be the word and the word meaning. That should become the knowledge, yogyam. Eligible for the sound to become the knowledge for us. Astu iti artaha. So let it be in a position capable of converting the meaning of the Veda into knowledge. That is what the meaning of here. Tejasvinau adhitam astu. Ma vidvishavahai. Vidyagrahana nimittam shishyasya acharyasya va. So, vidyagrahana nimittam. Here again, that artha-jnana yoga nimittam, same way, vidyagrahana nimittam. The cause for the grasping of the vidya or for the teaching, shishyasya acharyasya va. Either the teacher nor or the student. Pramada krita atyanda ya vidveshaha praptaha. Pramada krita. Pramada means it is dereliction or disattentiveness or disinterest. Krita means caused by the pramada or caused by the disinterest. There should not be any vidvesha, praptaha. Ma vidveshavahi. Let there be no, enmity or ill feeling towards both of us. Mayyeva navitedaram vidvesham apadya vahai. So, there should not be any mutual ill feeling towards both of us. Shanti, shanti, shanti hiti. Trihi vachanam muktartam. Vakshyamana vidya vigna prashamanartam cha ayam shantihi. So, that vidya prashamanartam. Vigna prashamanartam. Vidya vigna prashamanartam. So, the two ward of the vignas or the impediments or disturbances for learning the Vedas. Vakshyamana, what is going to be told is what they want to learn. So for that, before itself, they are doing the Shanti so that what is being to be taught now onwards will never be, disturbed or made in such a broken way so that we don't understand that should not happen. That is it. Avignaman Atma Vidya Praptihi Ashasyate. So Avignena. So without Vigna or without any break or any discontinuation. Atma Vidya Prapti. Atma Jnana Prapti. Attainment of the knowledge of about Atma. Vidya means Jnanam here. Here Vidya means Jnanam. Praptihi Ashyate. Ashasyate. So that is what it is being prayed for. Tan moolam hi param shreya iti. Tan moolam. Only by Atmajnanam he param shreya. The utmost shreyas or the goodness that can happen is only from Atmajnanam. This is as per the explanation for the Shanti Mantra. Now before starting the Valli, Brahmananda Valli, I will chant it once, then you can understand that. Om Brahmavitapnoti param tadesha bhyukta satyajnanamanandam brahma yo veda nihidam goyahayam parame vyoman sosnude sarvan kaman saha brahmana vipaschiteti tasmadvad etasmad atmana akashas sambhutaha आकाशाद् वायुः वायोरग्निः अग्नेरापः अद्भ्यः पृथिवी पृथिव्या औषधयः औषधेभ्योऽन्नम् अन्नात् पुरुषः स वा एष पुरुषो अन्नरसमयः तस्येदमेव शिरः अयम् दक्षिणपक्षः अयम् उत्तरपक्षः अयमात्मा इदम् पुच्छम् प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति इति प्रथम अनुवाक. That is the first anuvak. So it is starting with Om Brahma Vidapnodi Param. So for that he is giving a introduction. Samhitadi Vishayani Karmabihi Aviruddha Anyupasanani Yuktani. Anantaram cha Andasopadiga Atmadarshana Muktam Vyahriti Dwarena Swarajya Phalam. So these two statements, what he is saying that Samhidadi Vishayani, from his Samhita Upasana onwards to Vyahriti Upasana and other things. Karma bihi viruddhan anyo upasana yuktani. With the karma and viruddha, opposite to the karma, this is not coupled with karma. Upasana yuktani. Anantaram cha, that after that, Andasovadikam Atma Darshana Muktam. That under the what is that? The Virat Upasana, Hiranyagar Upasana, Vyahriti Upasana, Dwarena, through those things, Swarajya Phalam. What is the fruit of those something given? Swarajyam. So that, that freedom of being your own master. Nacha etavata asheshataha samsari bijasya upamardanam asti. Now, not in this fashion, completely asheshataha samsara bijasya, the seed of the calamities of mundane life. Upamardanam asti. There is no solution for this, which has been told in the Upasana, all those things. They are talking about Hiranyagarbha Prapti or Virat Prapti or Swarajya Phalam and etc. But nowhere in those Upasanas, the result has been mentioned as, problems which we are facing in samsara. Samsara means our day-to-day life, mundane life. in the mundane life, we are all forced with many problems in life, from the health onwards to everything in the world, from the natural calamity up to the which are beyond our control. That we have not been given a solution for it. So, etavata, now asheshata samsara bijasya upamardhanani mardhanam asti. There is no solution for that given. Ataha, therefore, ashesha upadrava bijasya ajnanasya nivartyartam viduta sarva upadi vishesha atmadarshana artham ida arabhyate. Ataha, therefore, now ashesha upadrava bijasya. What is the ajnana is being explained or qualified as seed, bija. What? Upadrava bijam. That it is the cause for the what your samsara bijam, for the samsara. So for that, it is to be totally has to be eradicated. Nivartyartam, eradicated. Viduta sarva upadi vishesha atma darshanartam idam arabhyate. For the purpose of atma darshanam, what is that? So that is the only solution which can give a total eradication for the problems of mundane life. For that darshanam, to show that how it is giving that total eradication of problems of life, to show that viduta sarvopadi, all the upadi, mean all the instruments which is been explained till now, used for the purpose of atma darshanam, iti arabhyate. Now this Brahmananda Valli is starting for the purpose of removing the ajnana which is the cause of samsara. That is what the introduction is being given by Acharya Shankara here. So, the English translation of that Prathama Anuvak is given. Om, he who knows Brahman attains supreme. Brahma vidapnoti param. Tadesha pyusta. On the above, the following mantra is recorded. Tadesha byukta. What is the recorded? Satyajnanam anandam Brahma. He who knows Brahman, which is Satyam means reality, knowledge is Jnanam, Satyajnanam, Anandam, infinity. Nihidam guhayam, hidden in the cave of the heart. Parame vyoman, in the highest akasha. That highest akasha of the heart is the highest akasha because the Brahman is residing there. Being one with the omniscient Brahman, that one which is residing in our heart is one with the omniscient Brahman. Enjoys simultaneously all desires. That is, Yaveda nihidam guhayam parame vyoman so asnude sarvan kaman saha. And Brahmana vipaschiteti. From the Atman was, now then that, Tasmat Atmana Akasha Sambhudaha. From the Atman was Akasha born, Akasha Vayu, Vayu or Agnihi, Agni fire, fire water, water from earth, from water comes earth, from earth comes the herbs, from earth, herbs is the food, and from food the man. He, that man, verily consists of the essence of the food. So what is it that? Purusho annarasamayaha. Tasyeva shiraha. So this indeed is his head. What? This right arm is his right wing. this left arm is left wing, this trunk is his body, this support below the navel is his tail, Pucham Pradishta. So this is the typical way in which Vedas address the thing. It may appear to be Greek or Latin or language which is not decipherable by us. What does these words mean by that? That is why we have to depend upon commentary of people who have been taught by the previous acharyas, and this parampara or the continuity of teaching is what is being continued even today after thousands of years. Even today it is being continued in India without any broken tradition. So having understood up to this, now what we will look is into how the Shankaracharya is starting the commentary for the section. Brahma vid apnodi param ityadi. Now he is saying that I am going to explain ityadi means from now onwards what? Brahma vid apnodi param. The Brahma one, Brahma with apnodi means reaches. Param means param Brahma. The one who knows Brahman reaches Brahman. That is what it is. Prayojanam cha asya Brahma vidyaya avidya nivritti. What is the prayojanam? See, why should people undertake a study of a Upanishad or Brahmananda Valli for the purpose? Prayojanam. Prayojanam means benefit. See, we have a famous Subhashitam. Prayojanam anuddishya na mandovi pravartade. That is, without a benefit, even the dull-headed, will not undertake any activity. That's a very common thing. So even to motivate a dull person, you have to show, coax him with something, some benefit. Then only he will, move his body and start working. So here the prayojanam, asya prayojanam. What is that? Brahma vidyaya asya pramojanam kim? Avidya nivritti. Avidya means ignorance. Nivritti means removal. The removal of ignorance is itself what is required for the solution for the mundane problems. And that will enable us by knowing what is Brahman. Brahma Vidyaya. So, by knowing what is Brahman, Brahma vid apnodi param. One who knows Brahman reaches the Supreme, or he becomes the Supreme, or he is Brahma himself. So, Brahma vid apnodi param is for the purpose of avidya nivritti. So, avidya nivritti is the prayojanam which is being mentioned in this section. Tatascha atyantika samsara abhava. And what is avidya nivritti cause, or what does it do? Atyantika. Antika means end. Atyantika means absolutely without an end. That means from the roots. Antika means also can be root. So atyantika means from the roots. It will be completely derooting the avidya. Avidya nivritti means avidya will be removed from the roots, which will make you samsara abhava. That it is not going to remove samsara, but samsara abhava. Abhava means absence. That the teaching is going to give us that knowledge. With Brahma Vidya means what knowledge? That samsara abhava. It is not going to remove samsara. It is only going to make us realize that there is no samsara for us. And what we are feeling as samsara is from what? From avidya. Is due to avidya. So Brahma Vidyaya atyantika samsara abhava jnanena avidya nivritti bhavati. So by the Brahma Vidya, from the root, the cause for samsara is being learned. Brahma Vidya is a knowledge. We are learning something by which we are becoming free from samsara, and that itself is avidya nivritti. Vakshyati cha, and he is quoting here another benefit of vidya. Vidwan na bibeti kutasyana. In the same Taitareeya Upanishad, in the second chapter, it will come. In the 9th Anuvaga, it will come. Vidwan na bibeti kutasyana. Vidwan, one who has the knowledge of Brahma Vidya. Bibeti, fears. Na kutasyana. Never he is afraid of anything because he becomes totally free from fear. Abhayam praptosi Janaka. This is what Yajnavalkya teaches Janaka when he taught the Brahma Vidya to Janaka. And Janaka realizes that there is no need to be afraid of anything. The fear for us is always from the unknown. And when knowing Brahma Vidya, yatnyatva sarvamidam vijnadam bhavati. Knowing which everything becomes known. We have studied this in the Mundaga Upanishad. Paracha, Paracha. There are two type of vidyas, and what is that knowledge through which kim jnatva sarvamidam vijnadam bhavati, knowing which everything becomes known. So that knowledge is giving us the absolute knowledge, and in the presence of absolute knowledge, there is no unknown. And the absence of unknown takes away all the fear from us, all the cause for fear. Because fear is a product of fear of the unknown. If it is known, we will know how to handle it or how to avoid it or to take care of the situation. But always our fears are from the unknown, including death. Death is the most unknown thing for us. The fear of death is the most common thing for everyone. So even the death will become what is death will be known. Therefore, there won't be any fear. Therefore, that is why it is said, Vidwan na bipeti kutasyana iti. Samsara nirmitte, samsara nimitte cha sati abhayam pratishtam vindata ityu anupapannam. Samsara nimitte cha sati abhayam. So, this abhayam is coming by knowledge of samsara nimittam. What is the cause for samsara? When it is known, sati, vindate, pratishtam vindate, gets established in that abhayam. In that fearlessness, the state of fearlessness, we get established. Iti anupapannam is what is going to happen. Krita akrite punya papaye na tapataha iti cha. Krita akrite. There are two types of the kritam and akritam. And the product of that, out of that is punya and papa. Things which are to be done, which has to be not done, krita akrita. That is that vidhi and nisheda of the Vedas. So we get a thing whether we are doing the ones to be done properly or will we get the punya. So again the unknown. Akrita, what I am not to be supposed to be not to be done, am I doing it unknowingly so that I get papa or the sin, I will acquire sin. So both these things Krita Krita can result in Punya and Papa. So these two are what is the cause for our worries in this thing. Na tapataha itna tapate iti cha. Both of them will not torment us. Tapa here means to torment. Tapate means will not tapate means it will not torment us, because we will know the secret, or we will have the knowledge what is the Krita Krita and Punya Papa, how does these are affecting what or whom or how. When we have that knowledge, so Jnanena Sadrisham Punya Sadrisham idha vidyate, na hi sadnena Sadrisham idha vidyate. There is nothing like knowledge which can free us in totality from the unknown, from the known, and from our, cause that can create for the problems of our ordinary life, mundane life. All those things are getting solved by the knowledge. Tat ataha avagamyate, therefore we come to know, asmat vijnanat sarvatma brahma vishayat atyantika samsara abhava iti. Ato avagamyate. Therefore, avagamyate means we will come to know what? Asmat. Asmat means from this. From what? Brahmajnanat. Okay? From Brahma Vidya. Jnanat sarva atma Brahma Vishayad. Sarvatma Brahma Vishayad. That Brahma Jnana, Asmat Vijnanat, this Vijnana is giving us what? Sarvatma Jnana. And that itself is Brahma. Therefore, Sarvatma Brahma Vishaya. So, the topic is Sarvatma Brahma. This Brahma, which is Sarvatma, which is there in every atom, that is what the subject. Because of that, Atyantika Samsara Abhava. By having this knowledge, we will come to know that there is no samsara at all. Atyantika means from the root itself, the thought that there is samsara is going to be eradicated, uprooted, that there is samsara, and therefore samsara abhava will happen. Iti. Soyam avaha prayojanam brahma vid apnodi param ityad eva sambandha prayojana jnapanartham. This statements, Brahma vid apnodi param, being the inaugural sentence, is for the sambandha prayojana jnapanartham, is for the connection between the benefit and the subject matter. So here there are two words, Brahma with apnodi and param. So Brahmavit is one who knows Brahman. Apnoti means prapnoti, or reaches or attains. Param means param Brahma is this thing. So the connection between the one who is studying this and Parabrahman or the Supreme Brahman, what is the connection? Sambandha. And what is the benefit? He reaches, prapnoti or apnoti, reaches the Parabrahman state. Nirjnata yoho hi sambandha prayojanayoho vidya shravana grahana dharana abhyasartham pravartate. Now, nirjnata yoho hi. He is indeed, or affirmation. Nirjnata yoho hi. Absolute one knowledge. Jnata means one who becomes the knower. Nir means it is for not negating, it is for nishesha, without any residue. When the knowledge takes place, sambandha prayojanayoho, by the link between the sambandha and prayojana, the connection between the prayojana and the topic matters which is to be studied. What happens? Vidya, Shravana, Grahana, Dharana. Vidya means knowledge. Shravana, by hearing. Grahana means by absorbing it. Dharana means we know, we have to explain it. By making it becomes, once the knowledge becomes yours. Abhyasartham, for there is a practice by doing that. In this prayojanam, what is the benefit of that? That the knowledge, when you hear and absorb it and make it yours, abhyasartham pravartade. This study of this particular section is for the purpose of making the knowledge, you hear about it, you grasp it, you hold it as yours and make it yours. This is the purpose of this particular learning. Sambandha prayojanam. Shravanadi purvakam hi vidyaphalam. So, vidyaphalam, the benefit of knowledge of this one, Shravanadi purvakam hi, is starting from Shravana as the first one. Shravanadi purvakam hi. For that, he is referring a quote from Brihadaranya Upanishad. Shrotavyo mantavyo nididhyasitavya. Are Maitreyi, Yajnavalkya tells his wife, Atma va are drishtavyah. This Atma, you should be seeing it. As how? How will you see it, Atma? You should see it yourself. Drishtavya. How will you see it? By Shrotavyo mantavyo nididhyasitavya. By hearing about it, by meditating upon it and making it yours. Nididhyasitavya, nischayatmika adhi. By conviction that you are that Atma, that I am Atma Brahma, the Prajnanam Brahma, Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, all those things and all the mantras wherever the Brahma Atma Aikyam has been given, that knowledge when you hear it, meditate upon it and make it convincingly yours, you without doubt, nisheshataha, without any doubt, you make it as your own, that you are that Atma. Nedam ididam upasate, what you think otherwise you are not that. You are the Atman. When you know that, that is the Vidyaphalam. That is the benefit of learning this section. Ityadi Shruti Andarebhyaha. This is also is given in the Shruti Andara, means in another Upanishad. Brahmavit. Now he is explaining what is Brahmavit. Brahmedi Vakshyamana Lakshanam. Brihattamatvad Brahma. Brahmavit. What is the word Brahmavit standing, or what is it? What does it mean? Brahmedi Vakshyamana Lakshanam. So this is the Lakshanam what I am talking about. I explained it also. Vakshyamana Lakshanam means to be enumerated in the following section. Vakshyamana. Brahmedi, what is called as Brahma. Now we all know the word Brahma means Brihi, Brahma, Brihi Vardhanav. That is the word from the word root Brihi. Brihattamatvad Brahma. Now the word Brahma is Brihattama. Brihat means the largest. Brihattamam means there is nothing larger than that, or the thing more large. That means it is all inclusive in it. There is nothing outside it. Therefore, Brahma tamatvad brihattamatvad Brahma. Because Brahma, the word meaning with those who are familiar with Sanskrit and Vedas and all, they know the word brihi is for large. We know space is the large. We also know that the cosmos, which is visible cosmos and invisible cosmos, parallel universe, all those things are in the space. And here we are talking about Brahma, which is including the space inside it. So that which can encompass even the space, which includes the known and unknown, known universe, unknown universe, parallel universe, visible universe, whatever you want to call it, is included in the space, and that space is included in this Brahma. Therefore, Brihattamatvat Brahma. Tadveti. So now Brahma with, there is a word with in it. Like, black, the Brahma with. So that suffix which is the with. What is the meaning of the with? With, it means veti, one who knows. Tadveti. Brahma with means Brahma veti. Vijanati iti. One who knows specifically. Janati iti nahi, Vijanati iti. Specifically knows about Brahma. In its Lakshana, what Lakshana? Vyakshamana Lakshanam. We are going to enumerate those qualifications for Brahman in the subsequent stages. That one who knows, Tadveti, he is a person who is a Brahmavit. So Brahmavit is a person who knows Brahma in both the Lakshanas, both as the Tadastha Lakshana or Swarupa Lakshana. Both the Lakshanas, he understands Brahma from both the angles. Such a person is what is known as Brahmavit. Apnoti, prapnoti. Apnoti means prapnoti. Apnoti means, actually the word apnoti means, spreads or permeates. That is the word meaning of apnoti. Here Acharya is taking the word prapnoti, means he becomes. So here papnoti, the word is being now got a problem. Because in the Karmakanda, they have this word Surga Prapti by doing Hiranyagarbha Prapti, Virat Prapti. All those Prapti, Prapanam means Prapnoti, is attaining the special status. So is it a special status, something similar to that for the Brahmavit? Apnoti, Prapnoti, when you say Param. That is now going to be taken up by Shankaracharya for explanation. Before that, he simply says Apnoti means Prapnoti. Param means Niratishayam. The word Param is for Brahma, but what type of a status is that Param? Niratishayam. Atishayam means ups and downs, or expansion and contraction, or movements like, small and big. All those changes is Atishayam. Niratishayam means in a state where there is nothing of that sort happening. Because you encompass everything. So there is nothing where you are not encompassed. Prapnoti param means you are encompassing everything. Tadeva Brahma param. That is the state of Brahma with. He encompasses in himself everything. Nahi anyasya vijnanat anyasya prapti. He is refuting the Karmakandins, what they are saying that anyasya vijnanena anyasya prapti. So if I know New York, I can go to New York. The knowing of New York is different and me going there to New York is different. So that is followed by an action. After knowing something, you do an action, then you reach there. So there is something called a prapti in that respect, which Karmagandins are, or the Purva Mimamsa people are very familiar with, by Swarga Kamo Yajeta. One who does the this thing on karma, on the Swarga, one who does the yaga is a karma, and the karma will take them to Swargaloka. And Vijnanat Anyasya Prapti. By knowing that if I do the karma, I will reach Surga. By knowing that there is a place called New York, I can undertake a travel and I can reach there. So, Anyasya Vijnanat, Anyasya Prapti. So, these two are two separate things. What is the thing which you are knowing is different from you, and where you reach is what you achieve by that. And he is saying na, means he is refuting. Here, it is not like knowing something and reaching there. What did he say? Apnoti param niradishayam param brahma apnoti prapnoti tateva brahma param saha brahmavit and brahma vijanati. So by knowing Brahma, you are not going to reach Brahma, or you are going to do some activity to attain Brahma. This aspect have to be kept very clearly in our mind. That in that Brahma Vidya, Atmajnanam or Brahmajnanam or the knowledge of Brahman is not for making us do something so that we are going to reach something other than us as Brahma, and for that we have to do action. Spashtan cha shrutyandaram Brahma prapti eva Brahma vitaha darshayati. What else, how does he arrive at that? Nahi anyasya vijnanad anyasya prapti. It is not like reaching something by knowing it and then doing an activity for reaching that. Spashtam, it is very clear. What? Shrutyandaram, in another Upanishad, Brahma Prapti Eva Brahma Vidaha Darshayati. In that Mundaka Upanishad, it is very clearly mentioned that Sayoha Vai Tat Paramam Brahma Vedaha Brahmaiva Bhavati. In the Mundaka Upanishad, third section, second subsection, 9th mantra, it is says, Saha Yo Hi Vai Tat Paramam Brahma. One who has Veda, one who knows that Brahma as Tat Param, that is the supreme most, for him, Tat Brahma Eva Bhavati. He becomes Brahma. By knowing Brahma, Brahma Veda Brahmaiva Bhavati. This is Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. That Brahma Veda Brahmaiva Bhavati is quoting from Mundaka Upanishad. Ityadi Shruti. This is the Mundaka Upanishad Shruti. We need to discuss this again in the next class because I am not happy with my explanation. I will revisit these last two sentences. Brahmavit Brahmeti Vakshamana Lakshanam Brihattamatvad Brahma Tadveti Vijanayati Iti Brahmavet Apnoti Param Prapnoti Niradishayam Tadeva Brahmam Nahi Anyasya Vijnanat Anyasya Prapti. This supported by the Mundaka Upanishad mantra So Hayo Havai Paramam Brahma Veda Brahmaiva Bhavati is the Mundaka Upanishad mantra. We will discuss this in detail in the next coming class. I'll stop it here, and this is a very long commentary, so I don't want to hurry it through, because once you understand this exactly like how Shankaracharya has explained it, there should not be even an iota of doubt in any one of our mind. And if you understand this without doubt, there won't be any samsara. Samsara abhava eva darshayati. You will see that there is no samsara. Not that samsara is going to be eradicated. The samsara itself is not there, will be our anubhava. That is what Acharya is going to do through the commentary from this thing. We will take up the continuation and with the clarity from understanding this mantra again from the next class. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadidamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you. Dhanyavada.
Thank you so much, Bindaji, for taking us through this and sharing it through your words, which um, really penetrate anything that might have been prior understood or memorized. Just very alive the way that you share this with us. And I take that as an invitation if we can all listen deeply into the words, but also I guess I would say in a way around them and find what it is that's being spoken about. Thank you equally to everyone who's here. And please, honor what's in your own mind and heart. If there are things that have come up today that you really do wish to speak with Bindaji about, please feel very, very free. That's what we want. We're not having any judgment on the way people present or speak their questions on what we've just learned. So the chat is open. The hand raising is open. There are some new people. You may see people come up to speak who obviously have been with Bindo a long time, or some people certainly that know the text and the Sanskrit and all in a way that, for instance, I don't. It doesn't really matter. You're very welcome. And if you aren't in this house, you can join this particular house, Advaita Vedanta Satsang, and join us 3 times a week with Bindaji. So we'll see what people would like to discuss. And Prakash, did you want to say anything before we just really invite people to please come up? We'll all benefit from all of your thoughts. Prakash?
It was a true nididhyasana. So thank you very much. Just to start the conversation, or probing a little bit deeper, you talked about this Adi Bhautika, Adi Devika, Adhyatmika, which are kind of layers of ignorance, right? And then you led us into this Brahmananda Valli. So this is like from Dukkha Nivarana to Ananda Prapti. So a lot of times people get perplexed there, that this, which you beautifully stated, that there is no samsara. But when in transition, you already mentioned that this is going to happen in the next class, but I want you to expand the harmonic scale between the Dukkha Nivarana and the Ananda Prapti. before we go further into Ananda Prapti. So I just want you to expand a little bit there. Thank you, Vidurji.
Thank you, Prakash. The three Adi Bhautika, Adi Devika, Adi Bhautika, and Adhyatma are not three levels or this thing, avidya. It is three impediments which can interfere in our studies in the form of natural calamities or in the form of created, what are born or created like animals, birds, mosquitoes, snakes, etc. Or Adhyatma is internal by inattentiveness, lack of concentration, or sickness, any of those things. These are the Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika, and Adhyatma. But when it comes to samsara and ananda, your second part of the question, we are all under the confirmation or ascertainment that there are enough problems in life. We have no escape from those things. And our understanding is that all problems are either, man-made or created, and we need to find a solution. I don't have a solution. These type of worries are keeping people away from knowing or trying to find out what is the truth behind it. We know that the problems are there, but we don't know why the problems are there. We know what causes the problem, and we think that we are affected by the problems. Now, we should understand the technique or the methodology of how the problems of life and how it is impeding my happiness of my nature. I'm not getting into the details, Prakash, now because it will be preempting the Bhashya which has got detailed discussion on that. So if I go ahead and explain it right now, it won't be nice on my part, and nor will make people will already have a preconceived notion about it. And I don't want that preconceived notion to be created by my statements now, even though I may summarize the entire Bhashya in 2-3 sentences. But that will take out the, thrill of the Bhashya as well as the proper understanding of the commentary, Shankara's commentary. So basically, I am giving the preamble in such a way that we are ignorant about ourselves and why the problems in our life are so much that we are worried about our problems in life all the time. We need to find a solution for it. Either we should find a solution for the problems appearing and coming to us, or we should find out what is the relationship between me and my problems. These are the only two ways in which we can find a solution for it. And that is what is being addressed, going to be addressed, whereby we will know what is the Ananda Prapti. It is not a Prapti, or whether it is a Praptasya Prapti, whatever it is, it will be known as we proceed in the commentary.
Is that good,
Thank
Prakash?
you. Yes, Atmisa. Thank you. Thank you, Vidurji.
Thank you, Prakash. Your questions always leave us into some real deep thinking. Let's just go ahead, Venkat.
Yes, Hari Om Vinodji, I think this is, I think you brought a dimension for that Sahana Vavacho, Sahana Banaktu. You brought a different two. I never saw this in two different dimensions, in Adi Bhautika, Adhyatmika, Adi Daivika. That dimension was really helpful. That Sahana Bhunaktu, just expanding on the Sahana Bhunaktu. because this is more to do with Brahmananda Valli. Sahana Bhunakto is to either, Sarupa Sukha is Bhunaktu, Gnana Bhunaktu. What is, I think it never talked about Anand, this time. You talked about Gnana, but not the Ananda part of it. What is this Bhunaktu indicating? Sahana Bhunaktu indicating? Is it Ananda dimension or Gnana dimension? Or both?
It is talking about bhojayatu. Bhojayatu means let me consume it or assimilate it. Right? So, Veda Bhunaktu means the teachings of the Veda, which my teacher is going to teach me, let me assimilate it. It is not talking about Brahma as Brahma, which is the Brahatvat Brahma. No. Here the word Brahma is standing for what is called the Veda. So that is why each time when I use the word, I am giving the meaning also for the words. Vidya, Brahma, all those things are used in multiple meanings. So depending upon the explanation given by the commentator, there the word Brahma is Brahma Bhunaktu or Brahma Bhojayatu is that Veda should be assimilated. What the teacher is teaching should be assimilated 100% by me. Saha. That is how you have to take it. I didn't talk about the jnana nor did I talk about Ananda aspect of it.
So this is a Shravana Grahana, that line. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this I got it.
You are following the Sanskrit commentary?
No, I'm just picking up whatever you spoke.
Okay, I will prefer since you know Devanagari and you can read it, those who can read Devanagari, I can also give the link to the website, or if you have a Sanskrit commentary book with you, preferably keep the book with you.
Okay,
because then you will be able to understand it much better. And you can write down your notes also on the book or a notepad along with side by side.
Then we'll do that, Binduji. I think that is a good suggestion. We'll start keeping it ready when you go through this. I have a follow-up on the second part of that Bhashya. So there is a Swarupa Lakshana and Tatastha Lakshana. That is in this Tatastha, is the Tatastha ever covered at all? Because the Tatastha never come up all through the Shiksha Valli. And even with the invocation. But Swarupa Lakshana is evident that you talked about Satyam, Gnanam, Anantam, Brahma. It is Swarupa Lakshana. The Tatastha, is the Tatastha ever covered in this Upanishad? Or Tatastha is a deduction? And this is one doubt I have. All along, I saw only the Swarupa Lakshana coming through the Upanishad. This is where I need some clarity.
Okay. Tadastha Lakshana, the term indicating is indicative identifier. Lakshya, what you call Lakshana, Lakshanavritti, what they call it as in the Sanskrit. So what is indicated identifier is Tadastha Lakshana, and Swarupa Lakshana is the nature of the the nature to identify. What is as a identification, the nature itself. Satyatyanam Anandam Brahma, Shankaracharya explains it as both. It is also a Tadastha Lakshana, it is also a Swarupa Lakshana, and how it is a Tadastha Lakshana or indicative identifier, and how it becomes its nature in the Swarupa Lakshana state, both are being explained in the commentary. When we go through it, we will understand that. So that is why that both the Tadastha Lakshana and Swarupa Lakshana will be taken up for discussion during the commentary, which will be coming up in the following classes. I don't know when it will come, but it is going to come.
Sure, Binoji. Because this Swarupa, the way I was now conceiving the whole of Upanishad is mostly talk about Swarupa all the time. And now the Bhashya brought a dimension. That is one, that's why I needed a clarity. I think we'll wait for the further Upanishad coverage to apply it. Then the closure you did was Brahmavid Brahma Eva Bhavati. That Brahmavid, this conclusion sort of made. What is the intention of this before even covering rest of the Brahmananda Valli? Why such direction given before even like a conclusion given, right? Why it is so?
I didn't get your question.
The Brahmavid Brahmayava Bhavati, you concluded, right? You will try to explain this.
Right.
That knower of Brahman become Brahman.
Yes.
That why it is so told before even describing the chapter. What is the reason this is told?
Yeah, that is told. The upfront is told prayojanam. Prayojanam anuddishya mandovi na pravartade is what I told, that even a dull-headed person will not take up studies of a subject unless there is a benefit in it. So the first statement itself is that one who knows Brahman will reach the Param. Brahmavit apnoti Param. That statement, Brahma is explaining what is the Brahmavit going to be and how it is going to be beneficial for you. That is why the whole discussion is going to be developed. So the prayojanam is shown by the word, the first sentence itself. Brahmavit apnoti Param.
Okay. Then final question. I think same thing bothered me again and again. That samsara abhava, dukkha nivrutti. It doesn't say that samsara nivrutti, but it makes it completely absence of samsara at all. Why such extreme deduction? That abhava is that complementary to dukkha, is that complementary to ananda prapti or that swarupa sukha prapti? Is that a complementary to samsara abhava? Why such extreme deduction abhava is created?
You'll have to wait for the commentary to be completed, because
Okay, sure.
it is not annihilation of annihilation of samsara, what it is being told.
Okay.
The samsarasya abhava eva. There is no samsara. For whom there is a samsara, we will see it when the commentary comes up.
Sure, Binoji. I'll wait then. I think I'll keep these questions up. Thank you, Binoji.
Thank you, Venkat. Before SK, you go ahead, just to say, we really want to welcome new people. But as I just put in the chat, if we don't know you and you don't have a profile, especially at the end of a class where the questions are focused on the class that happened earlier, we want to get to know you, so help us out with that. It helps if you have a profile. And just so everyone knows, our next room is Sunday at the same time, 8:30 p.m. IST it starts. It's a general Advaita Q&A. And so perhaps if you're new, join the house and join us then, because we did turn off hand raising because we're getting near the end of the class. Those who are already up here to speak, though, please take the time to cover what you want to for sure. We can go a little over if we need to, no problem. Namaste, SK, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Binduji, Hari Om Binduji, and hey everybody.
Hari Om.
So, actually, I have maybe three questions, Binduji. The first question is, what is the most appropriate Sanskrit word for ontology, Binduji? Actually, me, Srinivas and couple were discussing, and we were wondering, like, would Tattva Mimamsa be the most accurate, like, description, Binduji?
Actually, Mimamsa word alone is enough for it. You don't have to add Tattva for it. Mimamsyate is for ontological thing. You can use the word Mimamsa.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So actually, and also, you were talking about, um, like, first understanding the prayojana. So after, like, say, that after you understand prayojana, what would be the next steps? Would it be pramana and then mimamsa and then like what would be the order, like to kind of like for a student sadhaka, Bindoji?
See, here we are talking is Sambandha, Anubandha Chatushtayam is what is normally called for any subject undertaking for study. It is Vishaya, Adhikari, Sambandha, Prayojanam. These are the four of them. Vishaya means what is the subject. Adhikari, for whom it is applicable. And then Sambandha, what is the relationship between the Vishaya, the Adhikari, and what is the Prayojanam, what is the benefit for the Adhikari of uptake for taking up the study. This is what is called Anubandha Chatushtayam for any undertaking of study. Here, Acharya is telling that the first sentence itself is showing the prayojanam of the undertaking of the study, so that those who are listening to the first statement itself will be hooked on to listen to the rest of the thing. Because if he is interested in the prayojana, that if you want to reach the ultimate, you have to know Brahma, means you will remain and study the rest of the things. That is why the Brahma Vidapnoti Param is the opening statement.
Yeah, sure. But my question is slightly different, Bindoji. So basically, I think prayojana is like kind of self. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. But I think post that, like, is there a recommended order, like, to kind of study this as like philosophy? Should you first, after you like understand the prayojana, should you go for like say ontology or epistemology or yeah, between these two things, which one would kind of be the right way to approach it?
That is what I mentioned, no? Shravana, Grahana, Dharana are the stages. Shravana, hearing it. Grahana means you have to assimilate it. Dharana means you have to completely assimilate it. Then only the prayojana will come. That is the stages in which it is to be understood. So, what we are doing now is the Shravana. And when you understand it, listening to me and reading Shankaracharya's Bhashya, we will come to know the entire process of learning how to move towards the prayojana. And when we know how to be going towards the benefit of the learning, that is the stage when we are in the stage of grahana, means we understood. But understanding it as a textual knowledge or what you have heard it doesn't make you a knower of the subject. You become the knower of the subject only when it becomes a dharana in you. That is Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana and Dharana go almost side by side. So when you have Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana or Shravana, Grahana, Dharana, both are identical. So only if you do this, you own the knowledge of Brahman. When it becomes known to you, that is the time when the Prayojana will be seen by you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, one final question, Natimisha, if that's okay. Like, I don't know if there are more
No,
people.
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, please go ahead. We're happy you're here, SK.
Yeah. So, Binoji, so now you told me that, like, you told all of us that this Brahma Jnana, you can only consider somebody has the Brahma Vid when he has this, Tatastha Lakshana and Swarupa Lakshana. So Tatastha Lakshana, would it be right to understand it is like kind of to have that Vairagya and look at things like, yeah, they're separate? Um, is that like, because that word Tatastha is like typically not very used, but I think, yeah, I've heard it somewhere, but it's not like a very normal word to understand just like that.
Okay, Tadastha Lakshana, or if you want to know, it's a Lakshyartha. You can say like that also. The word Lakshyartha means indicative. Tadastha means Tadestitam. It is not inside the flow of river, but on the banks of the river. If I say on the banks of the river, there is a large tree. Suppose if I say that, and on the other side there is a bungalow, there is a building. So what flows in between is called the such and such a river. If I say that, I am giving you both the mark indicatives on the either side of this thing where the river is supposed to have been there. Now you don't see it because there is no water. So when I am explaining to you this is to be a river between this tree and that building, you can imagine from your mental testing that, okay, when the river flows through this area, this will be how the river will look like. So you get a indicative idea about this thing. But next time when I take you there and rain is there is torrential rain and water is now flowing, you are seeing it yourself and you are seeing the river between the tree and the building, and that now you know that your knowledge of the river is by seeing the river, not by the tree or the building which I had used to explain to you the river. So that is why the Tadastha Lakshana and the Swarupa Lakshana is by seeing the river itself. Here, the explanation of the Tadastha Lakshana of Satyajnanam Anandam Lakshana is as a indicative words, how it is indicative towards Brahma. And when you understand the indicative thing and when you make it the knowledge yourself, then that becomes your Lakshana or the Swarupa Lakshana of Brahman and Atman and you. That is how the whole thing is going to get developed. And to answer Prakash, this is a short explanation of what is going to come. So that is how you have to understand that Tadastha Lakshana and Swarupa Lakshana.
Yeah, sure, Binoji. So Binoji, then the only thing left is, so that is like, again, I think probably the way I was also kind of understanding it. But with the Swarupa Lakshana, because ultimately, like in Swarupa, I think the only word allowed is Devasya, right? Like Bindoji, like
No?
because Mandukya says the only word is like Devasya.
No. Devasya means of the Brahma or of the God, of the Isha or of the God. That is the sixth, this thing, what you call Conjunct,
Yeah, correct.
yeah, Shashti. It's
Yeah.
indicating belonging to.
But then how? Because intrinsically it has that like Devasya Swarupa, it cannot really be Nirguna, right? Like, Bindoji, like, because it is Devasya, like, it's almost divine, life is divine.
We will discuss this on Sunday. Will you come?
Yeah, sure.
Sunday you come up and we'll discuss this.
Yeah, sure. Bindoji. Yeah, okay. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, SK. Ganesh, welcome. Namaste.
Thank you, Artemisia. Namaste, Bindoji.
Namaste.
Till now, I was taking this Shanti Mantra of this Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu on the very, very plainly. Like in all the schools, in every congregation, this will be chanted so that there will be a group dynamism which could be delivered. And for the first time, I listened to this, as Venkat said, the different dimensions in the realm of Brahma Vidya learning, how the entire meaning has been elevated to that level. It was fantastic. Thank you very much for opening up our eyes for that meaning. And another question also was asked by Venkat, in which I am also very much interested. The samsara bhava, you told it is not removing samsara, but it is to make the fact realized that it is the absence of samsara. So the presence of samsara is due to avidya, isn't it?
Yes.
Bindoji.
Yes. That is why it
So
is
the
mentioned. No?
removal of avidya.
That is why.
Pardon me, Bindoji.
Avidya removal is what is samsara. Samsara nasha. So how it is happening will be known when we listen to it completely, because I don't want to preempt and give you an answer right now for that.
Okay. Yeah. That I could feel. I mean, most commonly.
That's for Venkat also. I didn't tell the answer because that will be losing that, the beauty of the Sanskrit, beauty of Shankaracharya's commentary will be lost.
Yeah. Even I'm very, very curious to know how it moves from not removing samsara to the absence of samsara. That is fantastic, you told. Very eager to learn further, Bindoji. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much, everyone who came up. I'm looking forward. I hope you can join SK, but otherwise at some point to continue that. So mostly, so much thank you to you, Bindaji, for bringing us together and talking deeply about these teachings and other things in Advaita. Happy to see some new faces. It's hard sometimes these days to make this available to people and for them to find it on this app. So please feel free to join the actual house. There are quite a few houses called Advaita Vedanta, but this is the one that says Satsang at the end. It's open for anyone to click on that icon and join the house. And so join us next Wednesday and Friday to continue this Taitareeya Upanishad classes. But at the same time on Sundays, we always have a Q&A, 8:30 p.m. IST. That's 10 a.m. Eastern time on the same day. And we usually go for about an hour and a half. And just to say that you can listen to the past classes, which can help by replays here or the early ones on the YouTube already. And as Bindaji said at the beginning, if you can listen to at least the very first class in this Upanishad, it'll help as we move into this second chapter. Again, thank you, everyone. Please do bring your questions. I noticed today most of the people who asked questions had a deeper understanding of the scriptures or Sanskrit than some of us do. Those things aren't required, like Bindo said, to be part of these classes and to ultimately find what's being pointed to. So thank you very, very much. I see some familiar faces that just joined. And Binduji, can you end for us as soon as Prakash just says his goodbye, then switch over to Bindo. Thank you, Prakash, for being here. That's a beautiful new picture you just put there.
Yeah, thank you, Artemisia. No, I, you don't have to be thankful to me. I'm thankful for this beautiful exposition and narrative of the Upanishad, especially Taitareeya. And this particular few classes has been really, really immersive. I don't know what else to say. But I have one recommendation for the listeners if you're coming repeatedly is to go listen to the replay before the next class because it really allows you to embody what Bindoji is putting his effort to, bring to practice. So thank you, Bindoji. Over to you.
Thank you, Atmishya. Thank you, Prakash. Thank you, Venkat, SK, and Ganesh for asking the questions. SK, we will continue our discussion on Sunday. Please do come up and continue the question. And thank you, each and everyone who has been listening. I'm trying my level best to give English meaning to Sanskrit words, as and when it is being uttered or without losing the meaning or aspect of it, a statement. But still, if you have any of the words which you have not understood, you please come up or put it in the chat after the class is over. I will see that, that is explained properly so that you don't have to be scared of Sanskrit because that is a very easy language and I'm using English translation for that so that those who are not at all familiar with the language also should be able to understand what the Upanishad is teaching and Shankaracharya's commentary on that. So please do keep coming and listen to the Upanishad. May Brahman bless you all. Thank you. Hari Om.
Thank you, Binduji. Namaste.
Yeah.